Welcome back to Drinking with Fat Guys. Georgia Sean here with...
Don't matter what my name is!
Okay then. And we are drinking beers from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. We are going to start with this 3-weight session IPA. Then we'll move over to the Pale Ale. Then into the 2019 Celebration Fresh Hop IPA. Then over to this Flipside Red IPA. Then to the Torpedo Extra IPA. Next, the Hop Bullet Double IPA. And then we'll end on a Coffee Stout from Sierra. Okay, so starting with this 3-weight session IPA. It's a pretty clear yellow.
What I would expect.
Okay, so this is like it's almost fruity, maybe?
Yeah.
It's almost fruity.
Well.
Very little bitterness.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a hint of that bitterness, like a little tang of the bitterness.
Kind of lingers a little bit, the bitterness.
But it's pretty sweet still, with maybe a little bit of pine.
Yeah, I can taste the pine.
I mean, it's a session IPA. It's not going to be overwhelming. It's not going to have a lot of alcohol. But it's actually a pretty decent, flavorful beer for being a session beer.
Yeah, I agree. I mean it's something to drink on a hot day.
So this is a great raft beer.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about raft beers usually being a little bit lighter, but this would actually be a nice tasty one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. 4%, little ride.
Yeah. Well,
Not bad.
good.
All right, I'm here with Nipples Mahoney, and we're going to move on to the Pale Ale.
This one and the Torpedo are the only two that I've really had more than once.
Yeah, I mean, clear, amber.
Yeah.
You know, you're right. This is something we know, but it is nice to have it kind of in sync.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes tasted beers that you have drank several times, or in this case, many times.
Yeah.
But in comparison to the next beer, because we have the prior beer, which is the session one, which is theoretically a lighter tasting, lighter alcohol beer, and then this one, and then move into some other ones.
Yeah.
Comparably.
Yeah.
So that's why we sort of taste them in a kind of beer order, is hopefully, being able to distinguish the different styles within the same brewery. That's one of the reasons I like breweries as opposed to styles.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's definitely a solid go-to.
It's an easy go-to. It's got okay. If you've never had a Sierra, I'm not sure where you're living, but if you've never had a Sierra, you might find that this is a very, very hoppy pale ale. This is what I'd almost say a lot of IPAs taste like, but this is a pale ale. It's very strong on the hops. I mean, kind of citrusy hops.
Yeah,
right?
definitely citrusy, yeah.
So, I mean, this is a great beer. I mean, it's a great classic beer, and if you're in the mood for kind of an IPA, again, I say IPA, this is definitely a go-to beer for me.
Exactly.
It's very clean, and it's worldwide. You can get these in Sweden.
Yeah, and it's less alcohol than like the other, like the Torpedo IPA, so you can drink more of these.
That is true. I mean, if you're looking for being able to consume this for a period of time, and it is a good kind of standing around, especially if you're eating something spicy or something, because it's got enough flavor, enough bitterness to pound through any kind of spicy wing, right? Or it's also good, I think, with like steak, not because it's going to enhance the steak, but because again you have a distinguished flavor.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I like this beer. I really do. Okay, so now to this 2019 Celebration Fresh Hop IPA.
It's more amber than I thought it would be.
Maybe it's just a backdrop.
No, it's definitely amber.
Yeah.
Definitely amber.
Huh. Interesting.
Interesting. It's almost a clean smell. Like it's just a little bit of malt.
Yeah, a little bit of malt and a little bit of the hop.
Yeah.
Malty.
It's malty, but it's also a strong hop presence.
Yeah.
Balances well though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I would say that, I mean, in terms of, it's malty, then hop, but again, the hops are very present, but they're not overly citrus, they're not overly piney.
There's like a pine taste at the end.
Yeah.
But not strong enough to,
Yeah.
to
And,
make me mad.
and that hop flavor hangs around.
Yeah.
It's definitely hanging around.
Yeah. It's interesting. I didn't think that they could do malty and hoppy and make it like blend.
Truly balanced.
Yeah.
This is a pretty clean beer. I mean, I like this beer. Again, it's got a fresh taste to it. I mean, the fresh hop IPA, the perfect title. I mean,
Yeah.
it really has a great taste to it. So,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I'd get this again.
I'd drink it again. I don't know. We were talking, you know, I don't know if it'd be worth the 12 pack, but
Yeah, this came in a 12er,
Yeah.
and we were pretty surprised that this would come in a 12er.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean,
it's not bad though.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
On to this Flipside Red IPA. Yeah,
Yeah.
reddish, amber red.
Yeah.
Not a really strong hop profile.
No.
Maybe a little sweetness in
Yeah,
the hops.
that smells the sweetness, yeah. Huh. It's an interesting flavor.
Yeah, so that's a nice way of saying it. All right, so a little bit of malt and a little bit of hops, but they're like a slightly sweet, but heavy bitter.
Yeah.
So it does not leave a nice residue at the end. That my mouthfeel ends at the end, and you're just like, man, it's clingy. So you get the clinginess of a sweet, but you don't get a lot of the sweet. You don't get a lot of the malt, but you get a whole bunch of bitter.
Yeah, bitter that just hangs around.
So think of like the pale ale bitter, but without any of the flavor.
Yeah.
So this is not one of my favorite Sierras, and that's a rough thing to say because I'm a Sierra fan.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm a Sierra fan because I'm looking for a certain taste out of it.
Yeah.
And Sierra to me is a nice hoppy pale ale.
Yeah.
And this is not. Again, almost
Too bitter for me.
the bitterness makes it almost taste like a cardboard.
Yeah.
I'm getting a cardboard out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for me.
Definitely not for
Not
me.
for me. But I appreciate
I don't think they sell these in a 6-pack or anything like that. I think it's the only part of variety packs,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah. Well, they need to keep it that way.
Maybe they can throw it in some 6-packs for a while to get rid of it and then move on.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, and now on to the Torpedo Extra IPA. One we've had before, but again, a nice opportunity to throw it into the mix of a tasting.
I think this is one of my favorite from Sierra Nevada.
Orange.
Yeah, orangish. Clear, kind of hazy, a little bit of both.
This has a nice, clean, little bit of malt, long kind of maybe floral hop coming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of my go-tos from
It'd be-
Sierra Nevada.
There's a malt presence. There's a floral hop presence.
Mm-hmm. It's not piney or anything like that.
Maybe a little citrusy.
No, a
hidden-
tad bit of citrus.
Definitely
yeah.
some bitterness in it. You know, what's interesting about this is the same concept as that red IPA we did with Nike, where they had kind of the malt and the hop bitterness.
Yeah.
But what they did right with this is they added enough hop presence to balance that malt and the bitterness.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, if you have a whole bunch of bitterness but no flavor to back it up, I don't think that's a great beer.
Yeah, that's why that one just kind of set on the back of your tongue, like said, like cardboard.
And this one cleans right out because,
Yeah.
again, you have a really nice hoppy flavor. Again, strong floral presence there. And then the bitterness and the malt, all that together is balanced.
Yeah.
So for being a very strong beer, what was this, 7.2?
7.2, yeah.
So, I mean, it's a strong beer,
Yeah.
you know, and I give it a lot of credit. I mean, it's
Yeah,
doing
it
what
doesn't
it needs
taste
to
like
do.
it. Yeah.
It drinks easy,
Yeah.
drinks flavorful. It's I call it an enhanced version of their standard pale ale.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
the standard pale ales for like kind of a day drinking, I guess, like on the raft. This would be more of a
Evening
one or two,
drinking.
yeah, evening drinking.
Hello, we'll have a Torpedo Extra IPA. Apparently, I get British with this,
Huh.
but this would be snaps, slaps, craps,
It slaps.
slaps. Yeah, this beer slaps.
Jeez.
Here, moving on to this Hop Bullet Double IPA. Yeah, a little hazy yellow.
Yeah, slightly
Almost orange.
hazy. Yeah.
Okay, so this is real nice. I mean, clean, but also maybe a sweet citrus aroma.
Yeah. And it has a slight piney, but it's not overwhelming, and it doesn't stick on your tongue.
This is no, it's a little sweet, a little floral, a little citrus.
Yeah.
And again, a hint of maybe the hint of the, but I feel like that might just be. And again, the bitterness is almost non-existent here. Like we're at the Torpedo, it definitely was the opposite.
Yeah.
Like there was definitely bitterness in there, which was a nice balance.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't have any bitterness to it.
Oh, not at all. That's why this one is. I feel like this one is easier to drink, but this is not one that should be easy to drink because
it's 8%.
Yeah.
But I do think that this is the perfect glass for this kind of beer because you're just kind of sitting, chilling,
yeah,
having a beer, not trying to rush it.
yeah, I agree.
And again, the lack of bitterness makes it real easy to drink it slow because they get that sweetness to it.
Exactly. I mean, I like this one.
I do like this one, and I haven't had it in a while. I know I've had it in the past.
Yeah.
I could not remember it, which is weird because it makes it non-memorable, but I don't know why it's non-memorable. This is a very tasty beer.
Yeah, I like it.
And now onto this coffee stout as our last beer. I'm real excited about this one because I've never had a Sierra coffee stout.
Me neither.
All right. Very dark.
Yeah.
Very dark.
Huh.
It smells like coffee.
Yes, it does.
It's all coffee.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so it's coffee, but there's something else.
It's almost like a wateriness. I expected it to be kind of more, I guess, thick and
You know what it tastes
coffee
like?
flavor.
It tastes like a light lager with coffee.
Yeah.
Because it's a definite coffee flavor, but it's not heavy coffee like a true stout
Yeah.
outside of Sierra. You know,
Exactly.
like if you're thinking of something that really, like a real strong stout, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have that smoothness. It doesn't have that that just direct coffee chocolate aspect, right?
I would kind of expect that from a stout, though.
This tastes like beer with coffee.
Yeah.
So, while I appreciate this from Sierra that they're branching out, I'm not loving it. It's not
Yeah, me
bad.
neither.
It's not bad, by the way. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It just it could be a lot better.
If you are a lager fan, like you're just like, hey, you know what would be great? A lager. Oh, but I also like a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
This probably works well.
Yeah.
I'm not a super coffee guy, and I'm not a lager guy, so this
Yeah.
comes across to me as kind of like a almost coffee stout.
Yeah, and see, I'm not a fan of stouts really anyways, and so if I'm gonna have a coffee stout, I want it to be like a proper
What about on this
stout.
ice cold freezing December day like we have?
Short sleeves.
I got 3/4 sleeves.
Oh, it's-
But you are
Okay.
getting cold.
no, your shirt just shrunk. It used to be a long sleeve shirt, guys.
Only that was true. Well, either way, as I said, for me, again, I'm looking for more out of this.
Yeah,
It's not a complex beer. It's very simple. And,
yeah,
maybe another day.
yeah. Cheers.
All right. So out of these beers, I would say I love this 3-weight for hanging out on a raft. That's where it belongs.
Yeah.
The pale ale is a good one for me. I like the celebration. I didn't care for the flip side. I like the torpedo. I like the hot bullet. I didn't care for the coffee.
Yeah, I would say for me, pale ale, torpedo, hot bullet. I did like the celebration, but it just wasn't my particular, I guess, cup of tea or cup of beer. This one was good for, like you said, rafting. But yeah, I would say the pale ale, torpedo, hot bullet, then celebration, and then flip side was not good at all. So,
Well, Georgia Sean here with
Don't matter what my name is.
Drinking Sierra. Give us a thumbs up and drink on.
cheers.